Are you thinking about making a move to the Columbus metro area? Or do you already live here and you're thinking about buying a place in the city? Well, in today's episode of Living in Columbus, Ohio, I'm gonna break down my top 5 neighborhoods that you should consider living in 2023. And you're gonna wanna stay around to the very end because my 5th ranked neighborhood might surprise you. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Brad Winter, and if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you could go ahead and tap on that subscribe button below, click on the bell, and give us a like, I would much appreciate it. As every time you guys do that, it's gonna notify people that are looking to make a move to our incredible city when we do one of these videos. And as you know, in these videos, we talk about everything that you need to know about living in the Columbus metro or surrounding areas. Now, I am also a licensed real estate agent in the state of Ohio, and as much as I love doing these videos for you guys, I would love nothing more to help you with your real estate needs. So if you're thinking about relocating here, if you're already moving here, if you already live here, make sure you pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, fire off an email, find me on Instagram, whatever you need to do, make sure you do it because I'm gonna have your back when relocating or making a move or trying to find a house in an incredible city or the surrounding areas. As I mentioned, today we're gonna talk about the top 5 neighborhoods that you should consider living in 2023. Now, a couple of disclaimers. I'm not telling you that you should live here. I'm not steering you to these places. This is just my opinion. It's also, you can find it on blog posts, you can find it on niche.com. You know, there's plenty of places out there that kind of cite the areas to consider to live in or why these areas are really popular amongst people wanting to live kind of in the city area. So we're not gonna talk about anything in the suburbs. We are literally gonna be down in the city talking about the neighborhoods. And again, stay tuned for number 5 because I think you're gonna be surprised. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 1 on our list is German Village. And yes, I have talked about German Village 1,000 times on this channel. Yes, I might be a little biased because I live down there. And yes, I love it. So you know what? I put it at number 1. German Village is one of the most popular, maybe sought after places to try to live in all of the Columbus metro area. It's a historic area. When people talk about Columbus, not only on a local level, but on a national level, they definitely are talking about German Village. And the reason why is it's not only a historic area, but you've got beautiful houses, you've got a park that is, you know, recognized throughout the community in Schiller Park. And if you're somebody that loves to work out, if you love dogs, if you love tennis, if you love to watch, you know, plays in the park, this is gonna be your spot. So that's another like really positive thing about living in German Village, and that's a big attraction. Another thing is, you know, we have these wonderful kind of restaurants and shops in German Village that attract a lot of people. So you've heard of maybe you haven't heard of the Book Loft. That is like a staple. It is a massive house with millions of books in it. And people who really, you know, are into reading and all those things, they love to go there. It's definitely one of those, not only local staples, but it's definitely a tourist spot as well, which is pretty cool. You've got staple coffee shops with Stoff's, Pistachio Vera. You've got Winans and their coffee and their chocolate. I mean, every morning when I lived down there, my wife and I would walk our dog. We would stop at one of those places, get a coffee, get a sweet treat. It's like what we did every morning. You know, rain, snow, or shine. It just was our routine, which is really cool because you're in that neighborhood feeling, and a lot of people love that. You've got Brown Bag Deli. So if you love lunch and you love deli like shops, this is the place to go. Tell Molly that Brad Winter sent you. And don't forget to get the deviled eggs, they're fire. You've got Lindy's, which is a staple. It's been down there forever. Their patio is, I believe, is the best patio scene in all of Columbus. You've got Barcelona. You've got a new Cameron Mitchell restaurant that's going in where G. Michael's used to be on 3rd Street. So you have all these things that are going on that really makes German Village really special. Now, a couple things to think about if you want to live there is A, it's going to cost you. If you want a really, solid house and has some features to it, and it's got a little bit of updates or anything like that, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. So you need to make sure that that's something that you're able to do. If you're looking for off-street parking, good luck. Unless you get into higher price points of buying a home down there, you're going to have to probably have street parking, most likely. Having a garage, having a driveway is really rare. I do know that some people actually own garages down there and other people rent out spaces from them. So that's something to consider. Also, one of the downsides that you could possibly say about living in German Village is, depending on which street you are on, if it's a brick street and there is a lot of snow, more than likely that street is not going to get plowed. And if you're not living on a brick street and you've got a lot of snow and they're plowing those roads and you have all these cars on the, parked on the street, your car could get snowed in. So those are some things to definitely be on the lookout for. But overall, German Village, it's an amazing place. I know I'm a little biased. I used to live down there. Great place. So if you're thinking about those type of things that you want in your life, definitely check out German Village. Coming in at number 2 on our list is Italian Village. If you're looking at a map, just go up north of downtown into the short north and veer east, and you're gonna run into Italian Village. What I love about Italian Village the most is you get a lot of diversity when it comes to the type of housing. So, in German Village, you're not gonna get a lot of new development. It's really strict down there. You might not get any really new development besides maybe some condos or some additions to their homes. In Italian Village, you have all sorts of new development going on with Jeffrey Park. Thrive Companies has another project that's going on. And you get a lot of people that have knocked down houses, or there's some vacant lots and they've been able to build some new development. So again, I'm not saying that doesn't happen in German Village, because there's other examples, but it's definitely more prevalent in Italian Village. So Italian Village is also known for having a couple breweries. You've got Bud Dairy Food Hall, which is an amazing place that people who don't have standalone brick and mortar restaurants are able to go, and it's like the North Market, but it has bars in it, it's got restaurants, it's got all sorts of stuff. So it's a really cool setup. What I do really appreciate about Italian Village is it just keeps growing. I was down there the other day and I saw 3 or 4 cranes just moving material. And anybody that knows anything, when you say cranes in a city or a neighborhood, that's a good thing because it's growing. There's things that's going on. So Italian Village is going to be another great place to check out. Maybe some of the downsides is it's not necessarily walkable right now. It kind of is, but it's not like the Short North, for instance. Or German Village is this big neighborhood and you see people walking around all the time. So Italian Village, because of the size, it's not real huge, and you have a main road, 4th Street, and that's pretty busy. You don't have a ton of walkable traffic as of right now. My prediction is in the next 5 years, Italian Village is going to look completely different. You're going to have more commercial spaces being built, so you're going to have more businesses come in. My hope is that there'll be more restaurants, and then I think you will start to kind of get that walkable vibe that some of the areas in the Columbus metro neighborhoods have. But overall, love Italian Village. If you are looking for high-end townhouses, Jeffrey Park is a great place to look for that. You're not going to probably find that too much in German Village. That's one of the big differences. German Village is going to have more houses than Italian Village, so something to keep in mind. But overall, we love Italian Village. It's a great place. Definitely check it out. And if you love festivals, they have Italian Fest, and that is amazing. So definitely check that out in the summer. Coming in at number 3 on our list is Victorian Village. Again, if you're looking at a map, just head to the short north, veer west, you're gonna run into Victorian Village. Now, what I love about Victorian Village is it's super close to the short north. So you could walk out your front door, walk 1 block, 2 blocks over, and you're in the short north. And a quick recap about the short north, that is where the majority of the scene is when it comes to restaurants and bars and shops. This is kind of where everybody flocks that either live here or people that are coming into town. This is where you're going to go out at, have a good time. So to be able to have that in Victorian Village, that's a big bonus for a lot of people. Also, you've got Goodale Park, which is another staple park here in Columbus. They have a cool pond. People like to get engaged by that pond. You see that happen all the time. That's just really cool. It's dog friendly. They've got tennis courts, basketball courts. They have all the things that most parks do. Also, they have a lot of festivals and events down there, so that's really good. Not only for Victorian Village and the Short North, but also it's good for the community, right? You bring people that maybe live in the suburbs down to these type of events at Goodale Park, and it's just, overall a good vibe in Victorian Village. Something to consider, the median home price in 2022 in Victorian Village was, around the $560,000 range. So it's going to cost you, some money to live down here. Now, if you're coming from the West Coast, if you're coming from major cities, more expensive markets, that might not be, a big deal to you. But that is something just to keep in the back of your mind. What I don't love about Victorian Village is there's not a true neighborhood feel when it comes I can walk out my door and go to the Victorian Village coffee shop, right? They have a couple restaurants and those things, but you don't get that true neighborhood vibe, in my opinion. Some people that live down there might argue with that because you have the Short North that's so close, so you could just walk out your front door and do that. I like little neighborhoods, and I like little staples in those neighborhoods, and Victorian Village certainly has a few of those, but I would love to see more. So maybe that's something that'll happen in the future. But definitely Victorian Village, it ranks up there with German Village as far as it's really sought after, it's really hard to get into, and people that live there, they truly love it, and you get a diverse crowd in terms of age. I mean, you get younger people who are renting or buying, you get young professionals, you get young families, or you get people that have lived in the suburbs and now they're empty nesters and they want to come back to the city. So it is a good mix of people as far as age range is concerned in Victorian Village as well as German Village, which I think is really cool. So coming in at number 3 on our list is Victorian Village. So number 4 on our list is OTE, or better known as Old Town East. Now, if you're looking at a map, this is looking at downtown, go directly east, and you will run into OTE. Now, here's what is interesting about this neighborhood is at one time, it was one of the most prevalent neighborhoods in Columbus. So back in the 40s, 50s, this is where all the politicians live. This is where all the business people live. If you had money and you lived in the city, this is kind of where you were living. And so there's these massive Victorian style beautiful homes down there. And then it kind of, it went through a change. And over the last 10 years, it has gradually started to come back. And I would say in the last 5, it has really exploded. And so now there's all this real estate opportunity down there. So what is interesting about Old Town East is if you were looking for new development, it's certainly down there. There are new townhomes, there's new condos, there's brand new houses being built all the time. If you are somebody who wants a fixer-upper, they have these homes that they're not in, they're not boarded up, but they're in a tough shape, right? So maybe you're somebody that likes a project and you can get in at a reasonable price and then do your projects along the way. They have those. If you are somebody who's maybe an investor, a fix and flipper, maybe you want a full massive project to really make it everything that you want, they have houses down there that still are boarded up, that need to be bought. They need to be fixed up. And every single street is going to be different. And so you got to think about that. It gives a real estate buyer, because you might be an investor, you might be a homeowner, a lot of different opportunities to get in at different price points down there. And so that's a good area. If you want to live in the city, if you want the convenience of downtown, if you want to, if you live if you work downtown and you want to walk or ride your bike, this is a great area for that. You just have to know kind of what you're getting into. So there's plenty of opportunity in the real estate scene in the Old Town East area. Now they have a cute little downtown, if you'll call it, or maybe call it like a city square. And it's got some good stuff down there. It's still growing. I would say Old Town East is still in this massive growth development. You also have a place, it's kind of like the North Market or even like Bud Dairy, but it's on steroids. You have the Trolley Barn, which is really cool. A developer went in there and they just did an outstanding job on that project, so definitely something to check out. You're really close to the Franklin Park Conservatory, Franklin Park. So Old Town East is really a great place to be. Just got to know kind of who you are as a buyer and what you're looking for in a project or no project, and then that might be a good place for you to check out. So coming in at number 4 on our list of the top 5 neighborhoods that you should consider in 2023 is Old Town East. Coming in at number 5, this is my sleeper pick of 2023. You might not agree with it, you might not believe me, you might not be surprised. Who knows? I would love to know what you're thinking, so definitely comment below after you hear this. So coming in at number 5 is Marion Village. And Marion Village is located directly south of German Village. And over the last number of years, this place has gone from a legacy type neighborhood. So there's a lot of people still that, maybe they grew up down there and then they bought a house and they never left, or maybe they inherited their parents' house and they've stayed there. So this is a mega legacy neighborhood. And as time has gone on and maybe those people have decided to sell, maybe for whatever reason they need to get rid of their house, there are a lot of people who want to live in German Village, but maybe they couldn't afford it. Or maybe they wanted a garage. Maybe they could afford to live in German Village, but they're like, hey, I definitely need a garage. I would love to have a driveway. I'd love to have some sort of backyard. They started looking in the Marion Village area, and your money will go a lot further down there than it will in German Village. So then you have all these people that just keep creeping south and they go down into the Marion Village area. And so now Marion Village has become, a really desirable place to live. I mean, when houses go up for sale, they're sold like that. So, it's a place definitely to look into. Like I said earlier, you're gonna be able to more than likely get a 2-car garage, to potentially get a driveway, and to potentially have a yard that's of some size. The lots down there are definitely bigger than German Village for the most part, and you're gonna be able to get more house in terms of square footage. Now, the trade-off is a lot of these houses haven't been updated in a very long time, so you might have to do a pretty sizable project. But if you're somebody that's okay to do that, then this is a great place to look. There are a lot of investors that have made their way down there that do fix and flip projects. There is a development going on down there as well. So overall, this place is really on the up and up as far as popularity, as far as home prices is going, as far as competition to get in. So if you're somebody that wants to live in the Columbus metro area, you love German Village, but maybe you just can't find what you want, or maybe you want more space for your money, definitely check out Marion Village. Now, this is a downfall of Marion Village, is there is not a lot of restaurants, bars, there's not even really shops down there. So the commercial scene is not that great. And that's something that I hope they really do invest in and they start to change, because I think people would really support those types of things, because the places that are down there, for instance, Mid-City Garage is a great bar down there. People really support that. That place is packed on a warm, summer night. You can't get into that place. So I really think the community would support more businesses down there, and I hope to see that in the future. But there you have it. That's my sleeper pick of 2023. Coming in at number 5 on our list, Marion Village. So there you have it. Those are the top 5 neighborhoods that you should potentially consider living in 2023 if you are somebody that wants to live in the Columbus metro area. I would love to know what your thoughts are about this list. The good, the bad, the ugly. Did I miss something? Is there another place that you would have liked for me to consider? And maybe I can talk about that on another video. So comment below with those thoughts. Again, if you're somebody that's thinking about making a move, if you're relocating here, if you already live here, I would love nothing more to help you with your real estate needs. So make sure you pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, find me on Instagram, whatever you need to do, make sure you do it, because I'm gonna have your back when it comes to all things real estate related in the Columbus metro and surrounding areas. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time.